Nobody likes to pay retail when they're buying their new hi-fi gear. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about 5 bulletproof ways to save money on your audiophile gear. 5 pro tips to save on your audiophile stuff. 5 outstanding ways to be cheap. 5 surefire ways to save. 5 crazy ideas. The first and probably best way to save money on speakers is understanding their pricing strategies. Klipsch, KEF, ELAC, JBL, Sony, they all have a similar pricing strategy, and that's where they have about 3 different prices. Sony, for example, has on the SSCS5s, they have a $170 price, then they have a $150 price, and then it goes all the way down to 80, I think, 78, 88, one of those two. Anyway, it's a lot cheaper. So if you understand and you anticipate that that's going to happen, you can wait until they go on sale. But it's not really a sale, it's just the pricing strategy. KEF Q150, Q350, they are at, I think, $600 retail for the Q150, and then it goes down to $300. Could be more expensive now. The 350 is the same exact way. I don't think the 350 goes 50% off, but I think it goes from $750 to $500. So understanding the pricing strategies is going to help you get the best deal when you're ready to buy. Also, not all companies put their stuff on sale. SVS, Emotiva, those prices generally stay the same. Wharfdale, those prices stay pretty stable. The only way to get a good deal on those is if you implement pro tip number 2. Pro tip number 2, bulletproof way number 2. The second way to save money is to look at open box, scratch and dent, and Amazon warehouse deals. And if you implement strategy number 1, then you get an even better deal when you implement strategy number 2. If a Sony SSCS5 goes on sale to $88, and then you look at the warehouse deals, which is under the listing, it will be new and used, and it will be a different price. If you click on that, a lot of times you'll find what's called a warehouse deal. Most of the time just has issues with the packaging. Every time I've purchased something off of a warehouse deal, I have never had one bit of problem with the actual product. Sometimes the box is a little bit dented or ripped, but it doesn't really matter because the product works just fine. The other one to look at, and one that I use a lot, is Crutchfield, scratch and dent and open box. Polk also does the sale thing. Anyway, if you're looking at the Polk R100s or R200s and they're on sale, then go to Crutchfield and look at scratch and dent, because the scratch and dent and open box is going to be an additional savings beyond just the sale price. So Amazon warehouse, Crutchfield, scratch and dent. Strategy number 3, subscribe to my channel. Yeah, I know. Subscribe to my channel and put on bell notifications, because in my community posts, I'm constantly posting things that are on sale. And generally those things are at the lowest prices I think they're going to be at. And instead of you having to look at pricing every day, I do it for you. And I've got a whole bunch of people that are always sending me emails when stuff is on sale. And when I get those emails, I put up a community post. So if you subscribe to the channel and you turn on bell notifications, chances are you're going to get a good deal on something if you're looking for it. Discontinued items. Number 4, discontinued products, especially receivers. AV receivers almost always get a refresh every 2 years. It used to be every year, but now it's about every 2 years. If you are looking at getting a receiver, try to find last year's model or the model that is being replaced, because generally you'll get a 20, 30, sometimes even 50% discount on whatever model is from last year that is being replaced. So discontinued items, especially on AV receivers. Also, discontinued speakers. Wharfdale doesn't put things on sale very often, but when Wharfdale discontinues a speaker, you can get a very good deal. The Diamond 11.2 series or 11 series in general. Also the D series from Wharfdale. When they put those on clearance, They really put them on clearance, and it was a fantastic, I'm talking less than 50% savings off of retail. That was one of my most popular early videos because it was such a great deal. So great ways to save with discontinued products, especially with AV receivers, sometimes with speakers. Buy used. I know that's kind of obvious, but it's not always easy. I get in the comments a lot, well, just buy used. By the time you put this op amp change in, you might as well just buy a used such and such. The problem is the used such and such isn't always easy to find. If you're one that looks through Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or any of these different areas that have used gear, it's good. It's fun. It's kind of a hunt. Know what you're looking for, or at least a manufacturer that you're looking for. Because sometimes you can be, this is a great deal. I need to buy this. And you buy something that you don't really want. So if you know exactly what you want, especially for vintage stuff, if you know the model that you're looking for and you keep looking for it and then you find it, that's great. But just saying buy used, you don't know what's out there on the market. You don't know if it's good. There's an inherent risk in it. And sometimes you'll end up buying stuff that you don't really want because it's a good deal. Listen, I'm guilty of that. I bought plenty of things that, well, this is a great deal, and then I never use it. Tower speakers. Tower speakers are a really good thing to buy used. Why? Because you have all the power in the negotiation. Who wants to ship some tower speakers? Who wants to pack them up? And then who wants to pay the exorbitant shipping rates to send that off to somebody else? So if you can find some local tower speakers that you're interested in, I would pursue that fairly aggressively because you have all the power. And you can just walk away from it too. You can throw them out a price, now walk away from it. And I'm pretty sure they're still going to be there in a couple of weeks, and then you can go back. With used tower speakers, you can oftentimes get a very good deal. Used, what I would consider mid to hi-fi, what people call mid to hi-fi. I don't really believe in those terms, but anything that's sold through like a hi-fi store. Sometimes they have used equipment that comes in. Sometimes they'll have demo equipment. Sometimes people that buy that stuff want to get rid of it, and you can almost always get it for 50% or less off of retail. So look for brands that are traditionally distributed through hi-fi stores. Moon by Sim Audio. Basically any of the expensive stuff that you've heard of. If you find those online and it's a newer model, take a look at it. You can usually get it for 50% or less off of what retail was. We're going to give a bonus, number 6. Number 6 is to co-op with your friends. I know. You better trust them though. So co-op with a couple of friends that are into hi-fi. And what you do is you all kind of put money into it and you buy a couple of different speakers. And then you share custody. Except instead of normal sharing of custody, you don't hate the other person that you're sharing custody with. So what you'd do is somebody would have the speaker for 3, 4, 5 months, and then you'd switch it out, and then you'd trade speakers. That way you basically have 2 people absorbing the cost, so you can get 2 different speakers. But you better trust that person, otherwise it could go wrong very quickly. Hi-fi co-ops. Get a little group of people. I think some of my patrons are going to start doing that. So they're going to buy stuff and then it's going to go on a tour. So there's great ways to save money on hi-fi gear. Number 1, you got to understand the pricing schedules and how the pricing strategy is implemented. Number 2, look at those scratch and dent and open box deals and warehouse deals. Get a group of friends. Share some stuff. Look at the used market, but be careful on the used market. And then look at those discontinued deals. So if you want to support the channel, you can sign up for Patreon, patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Every Sunday night, we have Patreon-only Zooms. We also have a Patreon-only Facebook group and Discord server. You can also sign up for Amazon Music or Tidal. There are links in the description. Click on the links, sign up. Even if it's for a trial, I get a couple of dollars. You can also use the links in the description. Usually those are affiliate links, not always, which means if you click and buy through those, I do get a kickback on the back end. Doesn't cost you any more though. So don't binge watch anything on Netflix or Hulu. Binge listen. You can also buy a Rocktopus mug or a t-shirt. Binge listen and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.